A very good evening and welcome to a brand new edition of Newsfirst's Primetime News, coming to you live and direct from our Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. Today is the 2nd of January 2025. Bringing you the news for the Newsfirst team, I am Jaimal Ratnayaka.
And I am Rochelle Tibodra. Before we take a look at your stories in detail, let's start off with a look at your headlines for tonight.
Sri Lanka secures 7-run victory in the first international cricket match of the year. First pediatric bone marrow transplant unit opens at Apeksha Hospital. Future project funding to follow national plan. Major General Ruwan Wanigasurya appointed Chief of National Intelligence. Colombo stock market index surpasses 16,000 mark. 3 incidents in 24 hours leave 16 dead, 52 injured in the US.
The Sri Lanka cricket men's team kicked off the new year with a bang, securing a thrilling victory over New Zealand in their third and final T20I match. The match, which marked the first international cricket encounter for 2025, took place in Nelson, New Zealand. New Zealand skipper Mitchell Satner won the toss and elected to field. Sri Lanka's opening partnership was broken early, with Sathu Nisanka departing for 14 runs. However, a crucial fourth wicket stand between captain Charit Asalanka and Kusalchani Pereira revived the innings. Asalanka played a blistering knock of 46 off just 24 balls, including 5 sixes and a single boundary. Pereira, however, stole the show with a magnificent century, becoming only the third Sri Lankan to achieve this feat in T20s, following in the footsteps of Mahela Jayawardena and Tilakaratne Dilshan. Sri Lanka posted a challenging total of 218 for 5. In reply, New Zealand got off to a solid start with an 81-run opening stand between Tim Seifert and Rachin Ravindra. However, a brilliant spell from Asalanka derailed the chase. Ravindra top-scored with 69 runs, while Daryl Mitchell contributed with 35. Despite a valiant effort, New Zealand fell short of the target by 7 runs. With this win, Sri Lanka may have lost the series to 1, but they certainly ended the tour on a high note.
Overnight race. Should be a single. First over.
The first unit in the country dedicated to bone marrow and blood cell transplantation for children with cancer was inaugurated today at the Apeksha Hospital in Maharagama. This unit was established through donations made by devotees of the Kataragama Mahadevalaya.
There is now an opportunity for a large number of children with cancer to receive better treatment through timely bone marrow and blood cell transplants. Previously, such treatments required travelling abroad, which incurred costs exceeding millions of rupees. Today, the first unit in the country dedicated to bone marrow and blood cell transplantation for children was inaugurated at the Apeksha Hospital in Maharagama. This unit has the capacity to treat 4 children simultaneously. The construction of this unit was funded by donations from devotees of the historic Ruhunu Maha Kataragama Devalaya and carried out by the Sri Lanka Air Force.
The funds donated by devotees to seek the blessings of the Kataragama deity have now been transformed into this hospital. I believe that the hundreds of thousands of people who contributed will be happy to know that they have also played a part in this noble cause.
ගනුදෙනු මිනිස්සුන්ට දැනගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න
My main goal was to make the temple's transactions transparent to the people. When I became the Basnayaka Nilame, the temple's income was around 50 million rupees. Last year, it exceeded 400 million rupees. I personally brought money from home to donate to the temple. With the funds available, we were able to construct this building. Additionally, we are currently upgrading the Kathragama hospital with a new complex of 44 beds, which is 80% complete. If the temple's income is 400 million rupees, 150 million is spent on the annual procession, leaving 250 million. This means we could build 5 hospitals like this every year. For this building, we spent 176 million rupees, with 107 million from the temple's funds and 76 million from donations collected in a special box for the Apeksha hospital. We still have about 7 million rupees left in our account after completing this building.
Minister of Health Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa stated that from now on, government spending will be based on a national plan.
This year's budget allocates the highest amount ever for the Ministry of Health. We are receiving funds and our focus is on utilizing these resources in a structured and planned manner rather than criticizing the past. Moving forward, we cannot assist hospitals based on political preferences or emotional impulses. Our development activities will be guided by a national plan considering the next 20 years. Even well-intentioned aid can become a burden on the ministry and the government after a few years if not planned properly. We are designing these activities based on our treasury's capacity and the country's needs. It may take some time, but it will be worth it. We expect our hospital directors to align with this plan and show the potential of what our hospitals can achieve in the next 15 years. The government will spend budget funds according to the national plan, not just based on requests.
රජයක් මෙතනින් එහාට අයවැයෙන් මුදල් වියදම් කරන්නේ ඉල්ලන විදිහට නෙවෙයි ජාතික සැලැස්මකට අනුකූලව.
On September 3rd last year, the 4-story pediatric ward at Apeksha Hospital, built with donations from the Ruhunu Maha Kathragama Devalaya, was inaugurated. The unit, opened today, operates within this ward complex, which includes modern facilities necessary for children with cancer.
Major General Ruwan Wanigasurya has been appointed as the Chief of National Intelligence by President Anurukumara Dissanayaka.
The newly appointed Chief of National Intelligence, retired Major General Ruwan Wanigasurya, received his letter of appointment from Defence Secretary retired Air Vice Marshal Sampath Tuyakonta on the 1st of January. Major General Wanigasurya began his military career when he was commissioned to the Artillery Regiment in 1986. He also served as a spokesperson for the Sri Lanka Army. During the humanitarian operation, he was assigned to command 2 brigades in the north and was appointed as the Volunteer Force Commander in 2020. Major General Wanigasurya retired from the army in October 2020. President Anurukumara Dissanayaka appointed him as the Chief of National Intelligence. Prior to this appointment, Major General Ruwan Kulatunga held the position of Chief National Intelligence.
The Mathura prison has initiated an investigation into the incident where a falling tree branch resulted in the death of an inmate and injures to 11 others. Prison spokesperson Gaminimbi Dissanayaka stated that due to this emergency situation, Sri Lanka's Special Task Force and military has been deployed to enhance security outside the prison.
An inmate at the Mathura prison died last night due to an accident caused by a falling tree branch. The Mathura General Hospital reported that 11 inmates were injured in the incident. 7 of the injured inmates have been treated and discharged from the hospital. According to a hospital spokesperson, 1 inmate remains in critical condition. Prison officials stated that over 400 inmates were present in the building at the time of the accident, which occurred around 10:30 p.m. last night.
The prison headquarters has instructed us to transfer inmates to other facilities if possible. The prison superintendent will discuss this matter further. We always enhance security around the prison during such emergencies. This is not seen as an escape attempt but as a measure to ensure the provision of necessary services and to comply with the departmental regulations.
The deceased was a 34-year-old resident of Mithigama Mathura who was serving a 2-month sentence for drug-related charges.
A body was discovered along a canal in Petta. Sri Lanka police said that the identity of the deceased is yet to be identified.
A body was discovered this morning in a canal near the Peta floating market. The police have stated that the deceased is estimated to have died approximately 1.5 days ago. The police also reported that the body had lacerations on one arm. The body has been placed in the police morgue and further investigations are ongoing.
This morning, Newsfirst correspondent Achala Upendra was assaulted while reporting on illegal sand mining in Ampara. He is currently receiving treatment at the Ampara hospital. The police have arrested 6 individuals in connection with the incident.
Moraviloya is a water resource flowing through the Samanthara area in the Ampara district. Illegal sand mining is prevalent here, with Nainakadu being a well-known hotspot. Acting on a tip-off, Newsfirst correspondent Achala Upendra visited the area today to report on the situation. While travelling on the Nayankadu Kuduvil road, he was followed by 3 individuals, one of whom assaulted him. This incident occurred as he was on his way to file a complaint with the Samanthara police.
These individuals realized I was recording the incident. After finding out, they started searching for me. Although they couldn't find me initially, they chased me for about a kilometer. Near a broken bridge in Nainakadu, my bicycle got stuck in the mud. At that point, the 3 men caught up with me, grabbed me by the neck, and one of them hit me in the face. They broke my tripod and forcibly took my mobile phone, drone camera and iPhone. I have now reported the incident to the Samanthara police. I managed to note down the motorcycle's numbers and have provided it to the police.
The people have arrested 6 individuals in connection with this incident. They also recovered 2 mobile phones and a camera from the suspects.
News First with the people.
On to a developing story that has been closely followed, which unfolded unfortunately on New Year's Day. US authorities say they believe multiple people were involved in an attack in New Orleans that killed 15 and wounded dozens on New Year's Day.
Investigators in New Orleans were searching on Thursday for what motivated a US Army veteran flying an ISIS flag from his truck to plow into a crowd of New Year's revelers, killing 15 people and injuring 30 more before dying in a shootout with police. The probers focused on whether the suspect, Shamsuddin Jabbar, aged 42, a US citizen from Texas who once served in Afghanistan, had helped in planning the deadly attack on a city that will host the NFL Super Bowl next month. Police in the US are investigating whether an explosion outside the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas is linked to the deadly car ramming attack in New Orleans. The driver of a Tesla Cybertruck was killed and 7 other people were injured in Las Vegas after the vehicle, filled with fuel canisters and fireworks mortars, exploded. Officials said all injuries were minor. The current president of the United States of America, Joe Biden, made a special statement about these terrorist incidents.
I directed my team to make sure every resource is made available to federal, state, and local law enforcement to complete the investigation in New Orleans quickly and to make sure there is no remaining threat to the American people. And we'll support the people of New Orleans as they begin the hard work of healing.
According to the New York Police Department, 10 people were killed in a shooting outside a nightclub in Queens, New York last night.
The New York Police Department said in a news briefing today that 10 people were injured in a mass shooting in New York City borough of Queens late on New Year's Day. The police said the injured in the incident outside a private events club yesterday included 6 females and 4 males, and all were expected to recover. The NYPD said that the incident occurred when 3 to 4 males opened fire toward a crowd outside the club. Users took to social media expressing shock at the incident and sharing pictures of police deployment at the site. Police ruled out the possibility of a terrorist attack. The incident came hours after 2 other accidents of violence elsewhere in the US on New Year's Day.
The Colombo Stock Exchange Index surpassed the 16,000 mark for the first time in history earlier today.
The All-Share Price Index, or ASPI, of the Colombo Stock Exchange has surpassed the 16,000 mark for the first time in Sri Lanka's capital market history. The historic milestone was achieved today, with the index closing at 16,348.55 points.
The Colombo Stock Exchange has appointed Vindhya Jayasekara as the Chief Executive Officer designate.
The Colombo Stock Exchange announced the appointment of Vindhya Jayasekara as the Chief Executive Officer Designate effective 1st of January 2025. Jayasekara will succeed the incumbent CEO Rajiva Bandaranayake, who is due to retire during the course of 2025 after serving for 11 years in that capacity. Prior to her appointment at the Colombo Stock Exchange, Vindhya Jayasekara served as the Chief Investment Officer at NDB Wealth Management Limited, where she led the Asset Management Division overseeing assets under management exceeding approximately 380 billion rupees. During her tenure, she managed over approximately 100 billion rupees in mutual fund assets across 8 funds with diverse risk-return profiles, incorporating investments in treasury bills, bonds, debentures, corporate debt and equity instruments. She is a recipient of the prestigious Fulbright Scholarship, under which she earned her Master of Science in Finance from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, USA, graduating with a medal for academic excellence.
On to more news from here at home. The Hambantota International Port said that its container handling aims to capture the relay market.
As Hambantota International Port gears up to enhance its container operations with the introduction of advanced crane technology in early February 2025, CEO of the Hambantota International Port Group emphasized the port's commitment to exploring untapped markets to expand its portfolio. This strategic initiative aims to significantly boost container volumes and solidify Sri Lanka's position as a competitive force in global maritime trade. To achieve this, the port is implementing a comprehensive seaside and landslide strategy designed to position HIP's container division strategically for future growth. Currently, the port is handling an increasing number of inquiries and anticipates finalizing several additional agreements in 2025. As part of its seaside strategy, the port is entering the relay cargo market, representing a new opportunity for the country, which has a set goal to handle 10 million TEUs between 2025 and 2026. HIPG is also targeting the region's container market, particularly transshipment.
Sri Lanka Ports Authority said that its terminals recorded an all-time high of 2.41 million TEUs in 2024 amidst competition.
In 2024, Sri Lanka Ports Authority terminals achieved their highest ever throughput, reaching 2.41 million TEUs amidst competition. SLPA alone contributed 2,413,012 TEUs, emphasizing its vital role in the port's performance despite ongoing construction at both terminals. The Port of Colombo, together with other terminals, also hit a historic milestone with a total throughput of 7,782,776 20-foot equivalent units, reinforcing its position as a key maritime hub in the Indian Ocean, supporting trade and regional economic growth. South Asia Gateway terminals handled 2,018,739 TEUs, while Colombo International Container Terminal led with 3,351,025 TEUs, securing its place as the top terminal with fully fledged deep water facilities at the Port of Colombo. The record throughput coincides with ongoing infrastructure developments aimed at enhancing the port's capacity. The Colombo East Container Terminal, which is currently operating on a partial basis, has already improved the port's handling capabilities. The terminal is expected to become fully operational later this year, offering a substantial boost to efficiency. Furthermore, the newly constructed Colombo West International Terminal is set to commence the first phase of operations within the same period, providing additional capacity to meet growing demand.
Taking a look at some news from Sri Lanka's political sphere, the United Republic Front expressed their views on the country's economy during a press conference held in Colombo earlier today.
Every individual is expected to pay approximately 136,000 rupees more in taxes this year compared to 2020. This is the government's target and they are working towards achieving it. New taxes are being introduced and existing taxes are being maintained. One of the biggest issues is the increase in the withholding tax from 5% to 10%. As a result, people are withdrawing their bank deposits and investing elsewhere. This is not due to the government's economic stability, but because depositors cannot bear the 10% cut and are moving their funds to the stock market. The Inland Revenue Department must immediately clarify the digital services tax. They stated in Parliament that they do not have a mechanism to collect such taxes. For example, Uber is not taxed, but PickMe is subject to VAT. When asked how they would tax Uber, they said it was impossible because it is a digital service directly transacted with a bank in the Netherlands.
Professor Vasanta Tukorala of the University of Peradeniya has shared his insights on the country's economic outlook.
2025 වර්ෂය තුල ලංකාවේ ආර්ථිකය 8.10ත් අතර මට්ටමකට ගෙන ඒම සඳහා අපි ක්‍රියා කරන්නට ඕන.
We need to work towards achieving an economic growth rate of 8 to 10% in 2025. If we can reach this level, we will avoid future risks related to foreign and domestic debt repayments. Stabilizing the economy and society will enable us to transform this country into a rapidly developing state. The current government understands this situation correctly and aims to build a clean Sri Lanka as their primary goal. They will have the opportunity to steer towards this target within this year. We know that the budget for this year will be presented in February. Through this budget, the government can provide creative solutions to the existing problems in our society, economy, culture, education and health sectors. By identifying and addressing these long-standing issues, the government can elevate both the economy and society.
ප්‍රශ්න නිවරදිව හඳුනාගෙන ඒවාට නිර්මාණශීලී විසඳුම් ලබා දෙමින් මේ ආර්ථිකය සමාජය ඉහළට ඔසවා තැබීමට වර්තමාන රජයට හැකි වෙයි කියලා අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
These were the views expressed by the Minister of Justice, Harshana Nanayakara.
Today I am a minister, but when I leave this position, I am an ordinary person at home. We all experience the same challenges in society: high electricity bills, increased expenses, less satisfaction and more stress. Whether you are a minister or not, at home we are fathers, brothers and sisters. People voted with new hope to change this situation. It is us, the citizens, who have worked hard for this change. Therefore, I ask this of you in the new year. Yes, we have positions and responsibilities here, but we should not see these roles as mere titles. They are responsibilities towards the public. I hold this ministerial position not as a personal privilege, but as a duty to the people of this country. This is not my crown, it is my responsibility. No matter how many problems or pressures we face at home, we must continue this journey to bring about change for the people. Some of our habits may need to change, while some good practices can continue. As a minister, I will set an example by stopping waste and curbing corruption. Always remember, if a light is left on in this building, don't wait for someone else to turn it off. If a pipe is leaking, don't say it is not your job. It is through this collective effort that we will uplift this country. The rule of law and order is a very heavy responsibility entrusted to our ministry. We have started our duties for the new year.
Political parties are focusing on forming new alliances as differing opinions emerge regarding the local government elections. Sri Lanka Freedom Party announced that it will contest the upcoming elections as part of an alliance using the chair symbol.
The Sri Lanka Freedom Party officials commenced their activities for the new year at the party headquarters on Dali Road, Colombo.
ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂයට සම්බන්ධ වෙලා ඉඳලා විවිධ හේතු කාරණා නිසා වෙනත් දේශපාලන පක්ෂවලට දේශපාලනය අතෑරලා ඉන්න මේ සියලුම කණ්ඩායම් වලට අපි මේ නව වසරේදී ආරාධනා කරනවා අපේ පක්ෂයට පැමිණලා පක්ෂයේ ශක්තිමත් කිරීමේ වැඩපිළිවෙලට සහභාගී වෙන්න කියලා.
පළාත් පාලන මැතිවරණයත් පළාත් සභා මැතිවරණයත් අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ.
We are looking forward to the provincial and local government elections. We are preparing to contest these elections under our traditional chair symbol, expanding our existing coalition and uniting with parties willing to align with our leftist forces. Therefore, we will not be using new symbols, signing agreements or joining coalitions, but will contest the upcoming elections with our traditional coalition and the chair symbol.
අපි පරණ පුරුදු සන්දානයත් එක්ක ඒ කියන්නේ පුටුව ලකුණත් එක්ක තමයි අපි ඉදිරි මැතිවරණ වල තරඟ වදින්නේ.
Former Minister SP Disanayake points out that outdated political alliances hold no purpose.
I don't think reorganizing the Sri Lanka Freedom Party with the SLPP taking seats, the cylinder claiming positions, is the answer. I think we need to think about creating a new movement and a fresh program. Recently, there was talks about qualifications of members of parliament. I would like if the former members of parliament was also questioned about their qualifications. Because I know quite a few former ministers who don't even have basic qualifications like O-levels or A-levels. They have gone abroad for a while and then came back claiming to have great certificates. It would be quite interesting if we look at the educational qualifications of those who were in the previous government as well.
The former minister commended the Clean Sri Lanka program.
The Clean Sri Lanka program was launched yesterday, which is a commendable initiative. It is encouraging to see a large-scale state program aimed at fostering collective commitment to creating a cleaner Sri Lanka in every aspect. We need to clean politics as well.
අනිවාර්යෙන් ඔය ආණ්ඩුව වල බුඩ පැන පැන හම්බ කරපු අය හිටියා. හොත්තටම හම්බ කරපු අය හිටියා. නෑ නෑ මට නම් කියන්නේ නෑ. නමුත් හැබැයි මේ වංචාව හොරකම දූෂණය මේ රටෙන් නැති කරන්න ඒ ක්ලීන් ශ්‍රී ලංකා වැඩපිළිවෙල උත්සාහ කිරීම ඉතාම හොඳයි.
Mahayangana Varuna, the academic anthology, was launched today in line with the 75th birthday of the chief incumbent of Mahayangana Rajamahaviharaya, Venerable Urulavatte Dhammarakkhita Thera.
The book launch was held at the Kandy Buddhist Association under the auspices of the Mahanayaka of the Askiri chapter of the Siam sect, Most Venerable Varkagoda Sri Gnanaratana Thera. The Mahasangha, including the Anunayaka Theras, also attended the event and alms were offered during the event. Diyavadana Ilame of the Temple of the Truth, Pradeep Nilangadala and other guests also participated. Most Venerable Dr. Fra Sofon Vajrabon Thera and the Thai ambassador to Sri Lanka were also present at this occasion. Most Venerable Urulavatte Dhammarakkhita Thera was awarded a doctorate in Buddhist studies by the Mahachulankhorn Rajavidyalaya University in Thailand on the 8th of December 2024. The Department of Meteorology has announced that a temporary reduction in rainfall is expected in the northern, north-central, eastern and Ua provinces starting tomorrow. Winds in these areas may reach speeds of up to 40 kilometers per hour.
Additionally, thunderstorms are expected in the western, Sabaragamuwa and central provinces as well as in the Gaul and Mathura districts during the night. The spill gates of Kalaweva have been opened by 15 feet each, prompting authorities to urge residents along the Kala Oya to remain vigilant. The rising water levels in Kala Oya have submerged the Galnava Hiripitiagama road near the Hadungama bridge. Additionally, the road through Aukana has been flooded near the railway bridge. 10 spill gates of the Rajangane reservoir were opened today. 2 spill gates of the Angamu reservoir were opened by 1 foot each this morning. 6 spill gates of the Nachadua reservoir were also opened this morning. Last night, a motorcyclist was swept away while crossing a footbridge over the Malwatu Oya but was rescued. Due to heavy rainfall, 4 spill gates of the Parakrama Samudra in Polonnaruwa were opened by 2 feet each last evening.
7 spill gates of the Min area reservoir remain open by a foot each, and the Gerithare reservoir is also spilling. The overflow of the Kumukang Oya has submerged paddy fields in Athumalpitiya, Polonnaruwa. Approximately 100 acres of paddy fields have been submerged due to the overflowing of the Diulana Canal in Tabankaduwa. In Madirigiriya's Amagaswavayaya 9 area, several paddy fields have been submerged. The overflowing of the Diulana Canal in Kantale has submerged 75 acres of paddy lands. The road from Rajagalatanna to Nugelanda in Ampara was closed yesterday due to a landslide. The Kandalama reservoir is also releasing water once more. Newsfirst correspondents reported that small vehicles have been stopped from travelling through the outer spill area along the Dabulla-Vavala road. A tree had fallen on a house in the Pitiduwa area in Valigama due to strong winds. And that's a wrap of Primetime News for tonight.
Thank you for joining us. Good night.